On students, today we will study about delegation of authority. Granting authority and responsibility regarding specific job to the subordinate is called delegation of authority. Delegation of authority is an art of granting certain ordinary, routine and exact authorities to competent subordinate so that they can perform the work as per the instruction efficiently. Delegations means giving ordinary, routine and exact authority, providing authority to the subordinates so that they can perform their work as per the instructions and efficiently. This means this means that giving the authority to the staff, lower level staff, so that they can perform their work nicely and with competency. Next, let's see the definition. Delegation of authority merely means the granting of authority to subordinates to operative within prescribed limit. This means that delegations of authority means granting the authority to the subordinate under the limit, within the limit, prescribed limit, so that they can perform their work nicely. Now we will see the characteristics of delegation. Delegation is a process involves sharing of work and authority with others. Now this means that delegation, first characteristics of delegation is that to provide the work or sharing the work among the workers and authority to the others, providing the work as well as the authority. Next is, it is created systematically from higher to lower level with respect to managerial positions. Now these delegations of authority, the authority is provided to every level from higher to the lower in the with respect to managerial positions. That means if we see the levels of managers, there are different levels of managers in the organizations. Now this, in the different level of managers, there is a different authorities that are provided to each and every levels. Next is, in case of delegation, there should be control of the officer over subordinates. Now, giving authority does not mean that the lower level workers, they will do at their own wish, but they have a certain limitation, and under limitations they have to perform their work, and this is looked after by the officers. Delegation of authority is based on the principle of division of work. Now it is based on the division of work. This system is expensive for small scale industry. Now this delegation of authority cannot be cannot be maintained in the small scale industry because it is expensive. Now importance of delegations of authority: improve managerial effectiveness. Now here what happens, delegations of authority reduces the workload of the managers and makes them free to concentrate on important matters. Now once this authority is delegated, then the manager's workload gets reduced and they can concentrate on other important matters. Next is development of employees. The process of delegation of authority provides the authority to take decisions to subordinates, which increases the morale of the employees. Now what happens when the authority is given to the various level workers, then this authority provides them an opportunity to take decisions to subordinate. They are given authority to take decision, and which improves their morale of the employees, encourages the new ideas. Now, since the morale of the delegation increases morale and self-confidence of employees, which originates new idea in the mind of employees. Now, once the authority is provided, then the morale of the workers gets increased, and self-confidence as well as at the same time self-confidence also gets improved, and with this they can develop new ideas. Next is coordinations. Delegation establishes a close relationship between managers and the employees. Now, this delegation of authority, it improves a close relationship. It develops a close relationship between the managers and the employees, where the cooperation and coordinations exists. Next is achieve objectives. Now, delegation of authority is provided where there is the division of work. Now, division of work, once the work is properly assigned to the subordinates by the managers, an effective control system is adopted so that the original goals can be achieved. So, first of all, what it does, that work is divided, is assigned. Actually, it is given to the subordinates by the manager, and an effective control system is adopted, which helps them to achieve the organizational goal, the main goal of the organization. Next is process or element of delegations. So, the elements of delegations, the first is assigning of duty. The first and important element of delegation is assigning of duty or task or responsibility. Now, this is the first job elements of delegation. Delegation is that to assign the duty or task and responsibility. Next is granting of authority. Without authority, nobody is going to perform the duty. Thus, for completion of work, it is necessary to grant authority along with the assigning of duties. That means, if we only assign the work to the subordinates, it will not work properly until and unless we do not give them the authority to authority. So, authority with work, both in combinations, helps them to complete their work. Next is creation of responsibility. Once the authority is delegated, once authority is provided or given to the managers and the workers, then automatically the responsibility increases among them. The responsibility also comes with the authority. Now let's see the decentralization. Decentralization is the opposite of centralization, which means systematic delegations or dispersals of authority at all levels of management in all departments of the organization. In this process, subordinates are given more role and importance in the management and organizations. Now, decentralization means distributing the authority at the different levels. Now, all the departments and all the levels of managements are given the authority. Now in this the employees or subordinates are given more role and importance. The main objectives, let's see, the main objectives of this decentralization is to increase subordinate roles in the organization and achieve objectives of the business. What is the main objective? Main aim of the decentralization is giving the authority to the subordinates, so that the subordinates roles gets increased in the organizations, and with that we can achieve the objectives of the business. Next, let's see the importance or advantages of decentralization. First is quick decision making. Since the workload of the manager at the top level is reduced, so they are free to make decisions which are speedy in nature. Now here what happens, once the authorities are decentralized, the workload of the managers is reduced, and at the same time they are free to make speedy decision, quick decisions. Reduce the burden of managers. That means decentralization reduces the burden of the managers, the load of the managers. Motivate subordinates. Here what happens, after decentralization, the lower level workers, they are independent, they become independent, and this increases their morale and motivates them for working better than earlier. Next is democratic management. Decentralization facilitates democratic management. It shares authority and responsibility between the managers. Now, authorities and responsibilities are not confined here in decentralizations. Authorities and responsibilities are distributed at the various levels of the managers according to their needs. Now, the authority and responsibilities are not confined with the higher levels. So, this helps to avoid the concentration of the power. It reduces the concentration of power and it spreads the authority and responsibility at the various level. Next, helps in facing competitions. Now, today's competitions can be faced effectively only when a person is able to take and implement a decision. Nowadays, the competition is so high that to face the competitions, every person should be given the decisions, given the authority or power to take and implement decision according to the needs. So this helps the organizations to face the competition effectively. Next, training and development. Through decentralization, training and development is automatically directed or followed. Decentralization helps in providing training to subordinates and make them specialized in their work. Now, when there is decentralization, trainings and developments are automatically followed. And with these trainings and developments, the subordinates, they become more specialized in their work. Incentives to workers. Decentralization provides good job satisfaction to workers by giving them independence and participation in the activities of the organization, which increase the morale of the employees. Now, decentralization, what it does, it provides job satisfactions to the workers, and it gives them the independence, and also helps helps them to participate in the activities of the organizations, and ultimately all these things increases the morale of the employees. Next is differences between delegations and decentralizations. Now, these are the difference. First, there are 6 points. First point is meaning. Delegation means assigning work to others and giving them authority to do it. And decentralization means a systematic dispersion of authority at all levels of department. Here means delegations means assigning the work, giving the work to the others and authority related to their work. Now decentralization means distributions of authority at all levels of department. Next is scope. The scope of delegations is limited. It is limited with limited by the organizations, and it is limited within their working areas. But scope of decentralization is wide. Now scope of decentralization is wide because it is dispersed among the various levels of the department. Next, need. Delegation is needed in all types of enterprises, either small or large, whatever it is. In every type of enterprises, this delegations is required. But decentralization is not needed in all enterprises. It is needed in big enterprises. The big enterprises needs the decentralization of authority. Responsibility. The overall responsibility of the enterprises removing with top level executives. That means here the responsibility from the top level executives, responsibility of the top level executives are reduced in delegation. Control of enterprise is transferred to the unit with the power of taking independent decisions. Now decentralization, this control, complete control of the enterprises is transferred to each and every units where they are independent to take decisions. Next, duration. The delegations of authority is made for short period. It is a short period, for short period, whereas decentralization is for long period. Next is importance of employees. The employees are given responsibility of operations. In delegation, employees are given responsibilities, where in decentralizations, the importance of employees are given. Importance is given to the employees. But in delegation, importance is given to the responsibility of the operations. So with this we completed the chapter that is organizations, and we will continue next chapter in the next video. Thank you for listening and try to understand whatever it is taught. So I hope you will understand